Henry. Henry, my friend, how are you? Yeah, I understand. Oh, I need to look at that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up already. Whew, it's starting to warm up so I can come outside. I've been waiting because it's just too damn cold, but now it's starting to warm up. Henry, I understand, and they're not going to stop until they get what they want. And then when they get what they want, they're going to pour it on even thicker. So, Henry, let's, as I've told all of you guys, when it comes to trolls, you can't take them personally. You just can't take them personally. All right. Let me get kind of going here a little bit this morning while you guys all come in. It's a beautiful morning. Beautiful morning. I'm excited. That's not true. I'm not excited at all. I feel tired today. Yeah, you just can't take it seriously, It's kind of like the drunks at a bar, right, Henry? You know, and they're going to do whatever they can to, look, the weird thing, Henry, is, ooh, huh. The weird thing is you kind of got two different classifications of trolls when it comes to like women channels. You do got those perverted guys. You do got a lot of guys that have no intentions of ever marrying these girls or anything like that. You know what I mean? That's going to want to go on and flirt with them and tell them how great they are and make their heads swell and make them think they're so beautiful. And all they're doing is living some weird fantasy in their head. They would probably run and be scared of a girl if they saw them in real person. But I've seen a lot of female channels that have gotten these really gigantic heads on them because, oh my God, all these guys. Well, I know one here. I know one here in the United States. Oh my God, and she divorced her husband over it, and now she's miserable. And oh my God, I'm so sexy. All these guys want me. Look at them. They're always commenting on my Facebook. They're always saying these things. So I'm going to divorce my husband and get a better husband. So you have those type of people. I think they do the most harm. 4 people in the house, 4 thumbs up. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the thumbs ups. I appreciate it very, very much. If you're new to us, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. The Moody Artist, hi, thumbs up and leaving this running. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Thank you. We appreciate you being here. If you have a YouTube channel, I got it marked here. I will go back and check your YouTube channel out myself. And so that we can all share your channel also. But thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. We really appreciate that. We appreciate everybody hitting that alert bell so you get notifications when we go live and new videos drop, which we drop all the time. The super chats are available. The memberships are available. The thumbs up's available. The alert bell's available. And subscribing to the channel costs absolutely nothing. So thank y'all. I know a few like that here too. Yeah, and I've seen the sad thing is it's true, it's honest, and it really is. But I feel bad for some of the channels in Thailand and parts of South America, the Philippines, Malaysia, who they crash and burn down the road. Now, there are some of the ones that have translated, like Filipina Buy and some others, into a big, big, big business, and then they wind up getting into America and then they're happy. But you got to weed through the garbage. So that's one type of troll that you have, I think. You have the basement dwelling guys, horny guys, right? But then you just have people that just want to screw with you because they think it's funny or entertaining. They want to try to pick a fight and get an argument started and a chat. And chats are very important, Henry. We, 6 people in the house, thank y'all. Give us a thumbs up if you haven't done that already. And drop us a chat and let us know who who you are so we can chit chat a little bit. But having chats dropping is very, very important from our business side of things here. So, as you and I have talked about, and others, is we want to encourage those is what I do until they get out of line, and then you got to do something about it. But it's a business, and I want to encourage them as much as I can until I actually have to get rid of them because that's just bad. I was going to message Jack on Facebook, but I forgot to tell him I was live. He always likes to know if we're live. Let me see. I don't know if this one has Facebook or not. My wife ran down my iPad last night, so it's charging. So I had to borrow hers. I don't know why she just can't use her own. Hasn't been updated in forever. So you get those two different types of trolls. Yeah, he may be sleeping, but I always send him a message because the funny thing is he likes to get mad at me because, he's so pro-Democrat. It gets mad at me really easy because, I don't know, but it's just funny. But he likes to know if I'm going live, and I try to support his channel. I try to get everybody to support everybody's channels. But yeah, those are the two basic types of trolls. You get the horny basement dwelling guys who couldn't get a girl if they tried, so they have to live in some weird little fantasy world. Where, oh my God, that girl likes me. I chatted with her all day. Mama, guess what, Mama? I got a girlfriend. I do. I talk to her every day. She's so cute. She's so pretty. She lives in the Philippines. And this. And oh my goodness, 6 people in the house. How are everybody? You guys need to throw some chat out here. Let us know who's in the house and let us know how your day is going. We're in America, if you don't know. If you have any questions about America, I'd be happy to answer those. I am married to a Filipina. If you have any questions about the Philippines, I'm trying to do a whole lot more blogging about life in the Philippines, life being married to the Filipina. So I've been working on that lately, and I'm trying to do better. I need to work on another video today about living with the Filipina. So I'm trying to do a lot more Philippine blogging versus all the other stuff that we do, like cooking and traveling and goofing off and having fun and petting my dogs. So we got a lot of good friends from all over the world. Met some good people here recently from Sweden. Very nice. Met, a strange young man from Argentina. Can't quite figure him out. Our friend. So I'm going to have, this is a, I don't know the name of it. But this is kind of like a little Korean roll or bun. It's kind of like a little bit of a sweet roll. It has a tiny bit of like mango pineapple feeling inside, just a very small amount. They definitely didn't put a lot in there. So I'm going to have this for breakfast. They're pretty good. They kind of, you get, God, what are they? You get 12 of these, I think, for $4.98 at the local Asian store. And here, smell it and see what you think. You can smell that it's kind of sweet. So we like them. They're better than just regular bread as a snack, and they're not sugary like a cupcake would be. And so Lorelai and I kind of like these. They kind of help to absorb some of the stomach acid without being, like a donut. So that's the good thing. They're nowhere near as junk foody as donuts. So we kind of like these. The hurricane, if you guys haven't been keeping up, is getting ready to destroy Florida. It is getting worse by the minute, they're saying. They still think it's going to make landfall around Tampa. I got friends I talked to last night. I haven't talked to anybody this morning that are, well, to be honest, they're just simply scared shitless, is what they are. They're worried. There's people that are being forced to hunker down on the west coast of Florida. I really worry about them because, I've been watching a lot on the news this morning. And if they get a 20, I mean, I don't know how you can survive. I guess if you're in a high rise condominium, but 20 feet of water is hard to survive in. 6 feet of water, the cars are floating, right? Cars, 3 feet of water, cars float. So it's going to be a rough time. Yeah, we do too. We got some friends there. We got friends over on the East Coast. They've chosen not to leave. They're betting on, by the time it hits Coco, that it's going to be down to a 1 and they can survive it, is what they're betting on. I don't know if it's a good bet or not, but that's what they're doing. I know Orlando's going to get beat to smithereens. I love Florida, and God, do I wish I could live there. Even during this point in time, I think, it's a great place to live. You just can't afford to live there. But what are all these people going to do? What are these people going to do in Florida? Because their homeowners insurance already is in the pits. So how are they going to rebuild their homes? How can you do that? You have to have enough money, enough cash. And I got a friend who said that. I talked to him about this. He's like, I don't have insurance on my house. I just have what my house would cost to replace in the bank so that I can just rebuild it out of my own pocket. Because the chances of me having total loss, I can't afford the $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 a year to have my house rebuilt. Oh yeah, FEMA's a joke. A freaking government's a joke, to be honest. So I guess there's people in talking about the problems of FEMA. Not only do they not have the money because they gave it to the illegal people, but apparently local people in the Carolinas and Virginia and places can't get hotel rooms because there's too many government employees from FEMA taking up the hotel rooms. It doesn't make sense. You would think they would have to come up with a better system. Maybe the FEMA people could be trained to live in tents and go to the campgrounds, or parking lots at Walmart. Maybe they could live in tents and let the people that lost their houses have the freaking hotel rooms, right? Why do government workers need a hotel room when you're coming to save the day and to help the people that lost everything? Just get your happy ass in a tent. There's FEMA or have, I don't know, man. It just drives me crazy, right? 6 thumbs up. Thank you all for the thumbs up. I hope everybody's doing good. 7 people in the house. Drop us a comment. Let us know who's here, who's hanging out, and what's on y'all's mind. Are you worried about the hurricane? Are you worried about any friends or family down south in the United States? If you live in a different country, let me know which country you live in. Love to hear what country you guys live in. So that's one of the problems I've been hearing with FEMA. Not only they give all the money away to the illegal aliens, thank you, but now they've taken the space that was available for the people that lost their homes, and they're occupying it because they're more important that they have a bed to sleep in versus all the people that lost everything they own. So yeah, let's get our priorities straight. You know, my wife last night told me her company was dispatching a crew to go to, I think, Carolina to help with the disaster relief. She works for JB Hunt from a logistics transportation standpoint, and they asked her to go, and she can't go because she has too many doctors. But I told her she's actually had experience with it. She did some disaster relief in the Philippines, and then of course we survived the Typhoon Odette. So I told her, well, if they want you to go in a few weeks to go down to Florida to help rebuild the logistics part, then do that. You know, I know you'll be gone for 2 weeks, and I don't want to see you gone for 2 weeks, but what a great experience. What a great thing to put on your resume. And if you truly can be of help, then you should. I don't think FEMA is of help. I think that government money, I don't know how it should be done. I just don't think FEMA has their shit together. Yeah, I agree, Henry. I think they're a bunch of thieves, bureaucracy, bullshit. I think they want to drag. I don't. I agree with you, Henry. 7, 8 people in the house. How aura is everybody back there? So I don't. I don't know. I have one of these beliefs that things always go bad when any government get involved. you know. Um, but then again, there's no accountability, right? If FEMA fucks up, if they screw up like they did in Katrina and so many other places, well, they just get a pass. They go, well, you know, we'll learn from it and we'll do better next time. Well, the next time never seems to come around. Um, Jack, we're not talking about Donald Trump. We're talking about FEMA. We're talking about natural disasters. So we're not spreading lies about Trump or Kamala Harris. That's not what the conversation is. The conversation is talking about how can we help people on the ground, because Florida is getting ready to get destroyed. And I was saying that my wife was offered, and we're talking about FEMA, yeah, because FEMA sucks. They have. I don't care what president there's been, FEMA sucks. I think just like the CDC, they get in us for telling Jack to relax a little bit. You know, Jack, you're in the Philippines. Don't worry about what happens over here. Just concentrate on the Philippines. But no matter who's been the president, FEMA's never been good. The CDC's never been good. Our government agencies suck. The EPA sucks. Government agencies just suck. They are bloated. They are inefficient. You know, Dennis says, just focus on the girlfriend. Yep, yeah. Dennis, appreciate you being here. Good morning to you, by the way. Thank you for the thumbs up, shout out, and all the support. Well, I can say that about the Philippines, Jack. If you really want to get into it, if it sucks in the Philippines, why don't you leave? Right? But we're not talking about how bad it sucks in America. We're talking about the inefficiencies of government agencies, Jack. And I don't know why you're defensive about it. I'm just telling you because I don't want to get in a political debate because I know you hate Trump because he's white and he's not for what you think because you think he's racist. And I know you think Kamala Harris is the Lord and Savior because she's black. I get it. A lot of people think that. I don't. I think I judge people on their merits. So we're really not trying to talk politics. We're trying to talk about the fact that my wife was asked to go to help with. Nobody said you're racist. I don't think you're racist, Jack. I don't think you're racist at all. Um, what? Talking to my dog. Hang on. Yes, can I help you? No, you're not getting that. You don't get to eat bread. No, go over there. No, no, man. Life I live. Okay, Jack, I take the words out of your mouth. I apologize. All right, Jack, I apologize. You're not racist. You're not whatever. It doesn't matter what you are or what I am. I apologize, Jack. Just relax. Because I don't want to talk politics with you or anybody. I just don't. Because nobody can have an adult conversation about politics in the world, period. Nobody can. Everybody gets their panties in a wad because nobody can talk intelligently about things in the, and that's fine. I get it. But so she got offered, and I told her, Henry will be right back. Okay. So what I told her was, I said, I think it's a good thing to go and help with the disaster relief. And I know she can't do this trip, but if her company comes back again and says, hey, we're going to send a crew to help with logistics down in Florida, that if she doesn't have any appointments or anything, because she'll have to go for 2 weeks, that I think she should go because one, I think she's young and healthy enough that she could be of help. I think she knows her job in logistics so well that she could be a benefit. And two, and this is the selfish side, a selfish part of it is, I think it'd be great on her resume. You know, when she was back years ago, when she was in the Philippines, she actually went and did a disaster relief with one of the big earthquakes that happened in the Philippines. We were dating at the time and she wasn't working. And she's like, look, there's a group, man, there's a fly around here. There's a big group that here in the Philippines, I can't remember the agency, that they're recruiting people to go and do, and I told her to go get the experience, get the knowledge, figure out what you can do to lend people. Because I think when you can lend a helping hand, it's a great thing. I think FEMA, government agencies suck, period. I think they started out as a good concept, and then the politicians got in the way, and they've turned into inefficient, dysfunctional agencies that are supported by the American taxpayer. Dennis is exactly Pack. They don't look at the certain situation, no common sense. They listen to CNN sound bites. They all are sheeps. P.S. They are black and white sheeps. There's sheeps on both sides of the coins. Both races, all races. All races are racist. You know, if you want to look at it that way. I agree with that, Dennis. I think everybody, every race there is racist. Not saying every individual is racist, but every race is racist. But I truly believe that our government agencies, if you could convert them into a business model, right? And that's what I equate this to. Then those directors of FEMA and the CDC and all these other government agencies would be terminated because they do such of a shitty job. You know, so why can't these agencies run like a business model where they look at, and why don't they, I worked as a incident commander. I taught instrument command, so I actually know what I'm talking about when it comes to disasters and emergency response. I may not be an expert at it anymore, but many thousands of years ago I was. And I trained people on how to be an IC, an incident commander, and all the people that fall under it. So I did this for a living. And I'm checking out the big hawk that's flying by. And if you could put professional business people in those lines, these government agencies would straighten up and fly right. Their budgets would be managed better. But the problem is, you got to be able to have accountability when you're looking at all of this stuff, and there's no accountability. The only accountability is when it comes months and years later, and they go, yeah, maybe we should have done something better, you know? So I know Jack isn't going to like me and he's going to be mad at me again, but it is what it is, Dennis. So right now we got friends down in Florida. We got a lot of friends that have left Florida. They're heading up to Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, the coastlines. Well, you can't find the illegals. They're the ones. They love this shit. The more the country's in turmoil, the better they look, right? The more benefits they can take advantage of. They're going to be the ones who's going to be going to disaster areas and overcharging people to do labor, because you're going to have people that have lost everything. And they're going to be so desperate for help that it's going to be a windfall for some people. It wouldn't surprise me. I don't know. There's so much garbage out here and so much craziness that I don't know how to say it. Try not to be too whatever. We have a lot of problems. You can't trust the news. They say what they want. Well, I agree. And I would think about the 1970s. The news media changed. It went from unbiased reporting, just reporting the news, sharing the facts, to realizing it was big business. And in the 80s, like with Ted Turner and TBS and CNN, when he developed all of that he didn't do it because he wanted to be a newsman. He did it for a business reason. So news has become business. It's how they make money. It's not a public service, it's a business. And they're going to do whatever, just like we are on YouTube. YouTube is a business. This isn't public service, this is business. And so YouTubers are going to say and do whatever gets them the largest amount of views, the biggest amount of clicks. And news groups do exactly the same thing. I find very, very few, if any. I think there's one. It's called One World News. I watch them sometimes, and they're the only ones that I can find in the world who just talks about what happened, and they give no opinions, and they don't slant it. So I agree with you. The news people are horrible. They're the worst ones. I mean, and what's even worse, they're using their platforms for their not only their own financial gain, but to manipulate a system that they shouldn't be having anything to do with to start with. So it's, I don't know, man. I don't know what to do, Henry. I don't know what to do. But that's what we were trying to do, was just talk basically about the natural disaster shit. And
I don't know how to respond to that.
see, I don't know how to respond to that. But I don't know. I do get tired of people getting too sensitive. That's one of my things anymore. I am kind of getting tired of listening to, maybe people think I'm a bitch. I'm a crybaby. I bitch too much. Hang on, I got to pull something up. I want to check the weather real quick. Yeah, and maybe people think I bitch and whine too much. I don't know. When COVID hit, where I was living at, there was only about 1,500 people in the whole county. But it said that it passed away. Yeah, the data. And I had a problem with the data collection. Thank you all for being here. I'm sure Jack got mad and turned us off, but, that's all right. I'll talk to him later. Double that, yeah. I know. And the data was so skewed. And look, as somebody, I'm not very smart. I'm really not, and I understand that. No, I get it. But I understand, Henry, I get it. But I understand how easy it is to manipulate data. I can show you one set of data, then go manipulate it and come back and convince you it's totally something else. So data is BS. It's all about how you interpret it or misinterpret it. So the COVID data, I think, is garbage. I think what they did, if you were diagnosed with COVID, which all of us were at one point in time, it seems, and then at whatever point you were, if you went out in public and got hit by a bus, they considered you killed by COVID. And that just wasn't the truth. It's not the truth. And I know, and I'll pick on the Philippines a little bit just in case Jack's back there so I can rile him up a little bit more, is the doctors in the Philippines were getting paid extra money for saying that people died in the Philippines with the Chinese disease. I don't know if are we even allowed to say COVID anymore. Um, but doctors were being paid extra for putting, if somebody in their hospital died from COVID, then they got more money from the government. So everybody that was dying from COVID because they would just say, "Oh yeah, we think he has COVID." So yeah, I know he had a heart attack or his leg got cut off and he bled to death in the street because the bus hit him. But let's do that. But we were doing that in America. We were faking the data like crazy in America. We got 7 people in the house. Thank you all for being here. And let's see. So it's crazy, right, Henry? You know, I'm glad we're not dealing with that anymore. But now we got to deal with here's what if you want to talk politics or the election, I'll tell you this. Here's what I worry about. How difficult in November is it going to be for the people in Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee that got hit by the damage by the hurricane? How difficult is it going to be for the people in Florida that's going to have everything destroyed for them to cast their ballot for president? If you want to talk about politics, there you go. I'm not saying it's anybody's fault. I'm saying the question is, will all of those votes, Republican and or Democrat, be counted in this next election? Or will polling stations not be up and running? Or will those people not be able to get to a polling station because, they've been displaced? Will they be able to do an absentee ballot in time? Because there's rules and regulations about doing absentee ballots in different states and how you do it and when it has to be turned in and all that stuff. So I just wonder if everybody's going to get to vote. So I don't know. I don't know, Henry. I don't know. Almost impossible for them to do that. I know. I saw a thing. I know it's interesting. I just don't know how that's going to affect, if it affects, because since the voting in those areas are going to be messed up, are people going to illegally vote? Are there going to be a bunch of illegal votes in those areas somehow tied into that? So I do think if this recovery doesn't happen super fast, then there's a really good chance that there's going to be some voting issues, and that's one thing none of us want to have happen. We don't need any more voting issues in America. So Henry is young Miss Filipina getting her channel. How many subscribers does she have right now? Is she starting to grow? Getting to the, I thought it was interesting, the one guy on there who has no video content but has 800 subscribers. You know, I looked at his YouTube channel and something about him was kind of creepy. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about. What was his name? Oh, Unicorn Guy. The guy that calls himself Unicorn or something. I looked at his channel and I'm like, well, I know he wants to drop his link, but he has nothing on his channel. There's nothing on his YouTube channel. And I think that's crazy. Look, I believe in the Fourth Amendment, protection to your rights, your identity, and all that good stuff. But I do think you should show ID when you go vote. We do it here. I don't see there's anything wrong with going, you're going to vote, I need your ID so we can verify that you're a legal voter, that you're a legal resident, that you are registered to vote in the state of Arkansas. We do it here. I'm registered. I got my little cards. And when we go, we will give our ID and our little card and say, I am a registered voter. I'm ready to vote. Well, and the people, Dennis, as you know, there's a lot of people that have a agenda or a motivation to have people vote without identifications. There just is. Just is. Good, bad, and so that's where I do think a federal law stating how you vote should go in. There shouldn't be any discrepancy about how you vote in America, no matter who you vote for. Whether you vote for Biden or Harris or Trump or my dog Daisy, everybody should be required to vote the same way in a federal election. Why would you have things different throughout the country? Why? I don't understand that. Henry says she's getting subscribers. I think she's around 300 plus now, 390. Wow, nice. So get up to 1,000 and you get that 4,000 watch hour and she can probably start monetizing, which will be good. And then she'll be able to get these trolls to give her money. You'll get somebody like the Unicorn who apparently is in love with her. I don't know if you caught that on in his chats, but he seems to be in love with the young Filipina bi. So, but his channel's weird. He doesn't have anything in his channel, you know. But whatever, right? We're just trying to work hard to grow my channel and do things. And, you know, I get people mad at me all the time. Jack's mad at me all the time. I get other people mad at me all the time. And the other side of the coin is with YouTube, to be honest, and this is what I do take from it, is like yesterday, I had actually three messages from men married to Filipinas. No, two men married and one man engaged, who was asking for advice. And so I give them advice and try to help them out and tell them what I know. And I think people are appreciative of that. So, whether Jack's mad at me or not, there is still a good side. Jack's crazy. She needs to take her streams off private. I agree, because you can get watch hours long after your streams are over. You just build a playlist and you dump them all into a playlist called live streams. And if you do that, then people can go back and watch them over and over and over and over again. And you continue to get hours and thumbs ups and watches and subscribers from doing that. And so that is important. She does. She needs to sit down and to be honest, Henry, my advice would be she needs to sit down, maybe take a little bit of time off of doing some live streams. Go into the YouTube studio and watch all the tutorials that YouTube Studio teaches you on how to use YouTube. And then start doing those things and build her platform and her channel in accordance with all these these videos. So that's what I would recommend, is that she take a day or two. They're real easy. You basically watch a video, you answer a few questions, they kind of go, "Yeah, you did good," and you move on to the next level. Yeah, you got to be, well, what you get a copyright on? A video, or about a video or music or product, or what does she get a copyright on? And there's multiple types of copyrights. So you can have a copyright where there's no punishment to you, right? To where it's a shared copyright. Like I got some things on my channel that I have a shared copyright, because I got a video. I got some music off of some software that I have, and they have copyright ownership of it, but YouTube doesn't have it. So when that part of the video plays, if there's any money generated, I think I get half and the other person gets half. So it's negligible. It's not going to amount to a hill of beans. So there's copyright where it's shared content. There's copyright where it's blocked, where you can't use it. There's copyright where they just say you're not going to be monetized with this. Really? A copyright on a live stream? Huh. That is interesting. Copyright on a live stream. Does she have music going in the background, maybe? Do you think, is that why she's trying to put them all into private so that she doesn't get a copyright? Well, that's not, the copyright warning is not a big deal. If you get a strike, then, but she's not monetized yet. So she really, I guess maybe to put it that way, she really doesn't have a lot to worry too much about at this stage. Because she's not monetized. 7 people in the house. Thank you all for being here. Give us a couple more thumbs up. And throw us a chat. Let us know who is coming in to visit us, because we appreciate everybody hanging out with us. We even appreciate Jack. Don't we, Jack? And so there's different. So I don't know. I guess at this point, I've never stressed over copyright strikes, because most of them don't affect your channel eligibility. They just say, hey, this is somebody's music and you're not going to get paid for it. So that's how it works. Or this is somebody's music and we have a sharing license. So you get a part, they get a part every time that song is played. And now YouTube has gotten much better at background music. They're not stressed over background music as much as they used to. So back in the day, if you're walking down the street and somebody's playing Bad to the Bone, then you could get copyrighted and you could get in trouble. But now they know that if it's in the background playing, as long as, you don't just sit there and really try to film the music, She's got 37,000 views. Great. I saw she has 1 or 2 videos that have gotten really good heat or traction, and that's good. 33,000. I'm not for sure where mine are at this moment in my history. I think my channel is approaching about 1 million views currently. Currently 1 million views, I think, is where I'm headed towards. I can't remember. But it's a great start for a young channel. she seems like a nice person, Henry. So the real question is she going to be able to handle the guys? That's the real question. Or are the guys going to creep her out? You know, um, because as she grows and gets bigger and bigger and gets more attention on her, there's going to be more and more of those creepy guys. So I'm just saying, going to be more and more of them coming around. Yeah. So, but it's all right, Henry. Um, it's interesting to watch, and I know that she. It sounds like to me that she appreciates you being there and using the bug zapper on the trolls. So I think that's a good thing to have somebody that can watch your back when you're doing these live streams and see. And see, look, here's the difference. You know, I'm a guy, and we have no trolls. She's a girl with a small channel, and she has all kinds of trolls, right? So that's kind of the big difference. And she's from the Philippines because her IP address is coming from the Philippines, and trolls are more attracted to third world countries. And here's the funny thing, and I know this: a lot of these creepy guys from India and other countries, they think that that Filipina would be honored and lucky. I'm from Korea, so that Filipina should be damn lucky that me, the great Korean, or me, the guy from India, is going to flirt with them, because it should be flattery to them that you, lowly peasant girl from a third world country, me, big Indian man from India, you know, bow to me, you Filipina. So that's part of why they get so many trolls because of their IP address. People know American IP addresses, it doesn't work so well. But yeah, you can't be there all the time, Henry, and you shouldn't be. And Henry, because part of it is in doing this, guys, and everybody who's listening, is we all have to learn how to really manage our channels and deal with the pros and cons. And I deal with a lot of guys that lie. I deal with a lot of guys that are drunks, drug addicts, bullshitters. I deal with a lot of really good people. I deal with a lot of really nice girls and women. I deal with some women that are not so good. So you're going to get all of those. But what it does, it makes you a better people manager, because you kind of start reading and learning. It's kind of like working in a bar, Henry. You can, if you work in a bar long enough, as soon as somebody comes walking through that door, you know who they are, right? YouTube's the exact same way. And there are people that get under our skin. I've told you guys that the people that lie are the ones that they don't get under my skin. I just don't like them. I don't want the guy who's trying to tell you how to build a house when they don't even own a house. They've never owned a house. They've never built a house, but by God, they're going to tell you how to build a house. You know what I mean? Those are the ones that chat my happy ass. But, and then the drunken ramblers. We had that Australian guy, Vincent, who's disappeared now because he was running his mouth, and I won't put up with that either. And I won't put up with drunks on live streams who just keep going and going and going and going and going either. One problem I see is that she does tell them that she is single, and that makes it worse for her. It does, Henry. It does. And I think maybe that's kind of part of it, the growing and learning is, or maybe that's what she wants to do, Henry. I don't know. Maybe that's the reaction she wants, which is fine. But I agree with you. The logic is sometimes giving somebody a non-answer is the best answer. So one thing we've learned over the years is we don't always have to give somebody an answer. We can just not give them an answer. And that's okay. And that works. It really does. I do it all the time. I just did a video about it. I just did a video about it. How about when I go shopping with Lorelai? I literally did, I think it comes out today or tomorrow, a short video about if you're going shopping with your Filipina, how to keep your sanity. And look, I just give non-answers because we go and yeah, Lorelai's looking at coffee cups. She's like, I look at it, and what she will do, because I don't got to say anything, is she'll be like, well, what do you think? And I'm like, well, you know. And she goes, well, this one's pretty. I'm like, oh, all right. And then she'll pick up another one. She'll go, well, what do you think? Oh, well. And she'll pick up another one and go, well, what do you think? Well, this one's ugly. What do you think? Do you think it's ugly? She's asking, you know, do you think this is ugly? Do you think this is pretty? I don't got to give an opinion. All I got to do is listen. My non answer is I know that she likes the one that she said was pretty. So I tell her to buy that one. Just buy the first one. You know, I think the first one's a good buy. I don't have to come up with the shit. So that's because, you know, she doesn't want my opinion. She doesn't want my opinion. You know, just like Jack. Jack doesn't want my opinion either, Jack. You know? So that's what I tell guys, right? Don't worry about giving an answer. But she could get into a better rhythm of that because they don't. Maybe she believes it's false advertising if she doesn't answer. There are people that I know that go, no, I got to tell them exactly the way things are, or they will think, and I'm kind of that way a little bit, I guess, Henry. I'm pretty straightforward. But sometimes doing the non-answer is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. And maybe she could use it to her benefit, right? Young Miss Filipina Bai could use it as her benefit to keep them intrigued because I don't know how it is to be a single girl, but if she's advertising that she's a single girl, then maybe good channels, you know, bigger channels, good channels that are like mine. I mean, I'm happy to support her. That's not what I mean. But maybe there are some channels that would go, oh, well, she's just shopping for a boyfriend. So I'm not going to support her or hang out because I don't want to be in one of these channels where the girl's just trying to find the next best thing. Yeah, I agree, Henry, because what it does is ring the dinner bell to the perverts. It's sending the message, whether it's intentional or not. Whether it's intentional or not, it's sending the message. Hey, you can tell me all about your penis. You know, you can try to convince me that I'm going to marry, that you're going to marry me. Um, it's sending the signal, and so that's something that if she's okay with that, then she's okay with that. The real question is, are you okay with it? You know, since you're helping out. Um, but that's the real question because that's what it does. It rings the bell for the perverts. It gives them permission. Because when Lorelai, Henry, as you guys all know, when Lorelai does live streams and stuff, and she gets hit on all the time, and she immediately tells us that, hey, I'm single. You know, you need to zip it up and get the hell out of here because I'm not gonna. I have no interest in whether you're single. To men, whether you're single or not. I could give a rat's ass. And so, but when she lays that groundwork, then she gets less attention because now they know that in their little imaginary mind, they're not going to get to date this girl, even though they will never meet this girl in person anyway. You know what I mean? So these creepos, these perverts out there live in a fantasy world that's not reality. And so we've done this. We have done this. We've looked at this. And I know for sure that when Lorelai up front slams people with, no, I'm married. I'm happily married. You know, then they go away because their opportunity is diminished greatly, and they go look for the next person they can live this fantasy through. Because people all want to live a fantasy in life. There's that's what goes on is fantasy life, or is what they're trying to do. You know, so That's kind of my thought on that. I don't know, Henry. But hopefully she'll continue to do well and won't get herself into any bad situations or anything. That's all we can hope for. A lot of times what they do is they get their feelings hurt. And I've seen this a lot with young channels, especially from Asian countries. The women, they're doing what they're doing and they're not really doing anything wrong, but the what am I looking for? 6 people in the house. Thank you all for being here. Somebody drop us a chat and spread the word. Go tell everybody that we're live this morning. What word am I looking for? The graphic. The intensity of the perverted comments or the pictures that they will get sent to their emails can be quite shocking and quite demeaning. And a lot of them may not realize that that's what's going to happen. When you ring the dinner bell, the creeps are going to come. And you're going to be able to get rid of a lot of the creeps. But some of the creeps are truly creeps. And they're going to keep coming and keep coming and keep trying and keep messing with the women because that's what they do. They're predators. And so they're looking for targets. And they're going to be doing whatever they're doing in mama's basement. And a lot of the girls that I've talked to over the years of doing YouTube, a lot of the Filipinas, they can't handle that. It breaks their spirit. It hurts them. They're just like, I don't understand how, because they don't grow up in an environment like America. And, you know, I think some of them can't handle that and they give up. They give up their channels and they quit doing that. Henry, and that's what happens. They get embarrassed, they get ashamed, they start thinking bad thoughts about themselves. Well, what am I doing that is causing these guys to want to be so perverted with me? You know? And here's the sad thing. Henry says, I keep telling her to talk with a friend about setting up the channel and how to deal with the trolls. But she's too shy to talk with my friend there in Davao because she's a woman. I know. I know. And they are. And they are shy. I want to say that. They are shy, Henry. And they are timid. But they also don't want input from the outside a lot of times. So I agree with you. They are shy and they're hesitant to get help and assistance, but they also don't want input in a way too, you know. So it's a good reason, you know, it's a good thing that they're shy, right? So that's what I think. And then I've known a lot of those channels that have attracted the wrong audience, so to speak. And they open up their membership page and they start getting things, and that's how they make a lot of money. And they can make a lot of money with, you know, 10 or 20 perverted guys can send them a couple $100, $500 a month. And in the Philippines, $500 is huge money. Yeah, but a lot of times, Henry, which I don't quite understand, is I think sometimes a lot of people take it as going, well, I don't want your help because I want to be able to say I did it all on my own, or I don't want to do it your way. They don't want to feel obligated. And I think in their culture, that's why I know Lorelai kind of feels that way. Sometimes she feels like if she gets help from something, then she's obligated to do it that way. And so I work hard in my stuff, Henry, where I talk to people about, look, here are my suggestions. Do it or don't do it. It's up to you. But here's what I suggest. And that's what I do. I give advice all the time about things, financial things, marriage things. I really give a lot of advice. And what I do though, when they ask me, I tell them, and then I tell them, but you don't have to take my advice. You don't have to do it my way. It's up to you to use what I said as a tool, only a tool. It's your decision on how you use that tool or if you use that tool at all. And so I do that. But they don't think people are able to do that, Henry. So, yeah, the key is to listen. Look, I can tell you, and you know this, man, guys, all of you wonderful people watching, we got 5 people still watching. Somebody's putting up with us this morning. So, but if somebody comes to you for advice, and this is my advice to everybody, if somebody comes to you for advice, the best thing you can do is sit and be an active listener, because the advice that they are looking for is in the discussion. They will tell you what they want to hear. And if it's not really important, like in a job, so if they come to you for advice and you're in a company situation and it's a task for a job, that's a different thing. Because then they need to do whatever is in the best interest for the company. But if they come to you as a personal thing and they want advice, usually people don't want advice. They just want to be validated in what they're talking about, what they're thinking, what they're doing. That's how it is. They want to be validated. And I do that. I will sit and listen and pick up on how they want to be validated, and then you validate them. Absolutely. You're absolutely correct. I think that is the way to go. I think you've got a great answer there. All right, gee. Thanks, David. I really appreciate it. Man, it's good to hear that I'm on the right page. That's what they want. They don't want you to sit there and go, actually, you're incorrect in your assumption. You need to pivot, quit using metric tools and go back to standard tools because, whatever it may be. You need to quit using the bottom shelf alcohol and go with the top shelf to get better, revenue, whatever. They don't want to hear any of that shit. They just want to be told what they're doing. I mean, what they already know that they want to be told. So that's what I think. Active listening is what I call it. And I'm sure there's other people that do that. So Henry, are you still planning to go in the spring? I think you were saying you're going to try to go in the spring to over in Davao. I want to check the weather. I'm trying to stay up with the hurricane, just to stay up with it. As of 9 minutes ago, it's a Cat 4 as of 9 minutes ago. For landfill overnight Wednesday, or about 2 a.m. on Thursday morning. One of the most destructive storms on record. Time's running out for evacuation. They are saying that time's running out. Apparently, if you're going to get the hell out of Florida, you better do it today. You better do it now, or you're not going to be getting out of Florida. So you don't know when exactly you're going to be going over? That's all right. You kind of got to be fluid with it, but I know you've been there before, so I definitely think it's a good plan for you to go. We don't really. There's part of us that would like to go back and visit for that wedding and stuff, which we know we can't do. But there is part of us that we'd like to go back to the Philippines for a vacation. But there's so many other places that we want to go. I'm working on all of that now. So, or not right now, but I'm working on on doing cruise ship over to the Mediterranean for next year. So I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do with that and what kind of good deal I can get on a Mediterranean 10-day cruise through somewhere. So we don't really have any plans to go to the Philippines. Not anytime soon. We got to do what we do. I will be staying for 2 months when I go. Yeah, I agree, Henry. If you're going to go, stay for quite a while. And we've all talked about that. The flights are too long. It's too much of a headache. Go, enjoy, do your thing there. Lorelai is gonna. We may come down to the coast over New Year's. She is going to take a few extra days off over New Year's, in between Christmas and New Year's. And we're going to do Christmas here, and I think we're supposed to do New Year here. But during that time, we may run down to the Gulf Coast. We haven't quite figured things back. But right now, I'm looking for a new place to live out in the country. Nice. Did you ever look at that house you were telling me about with the pond by the river? So thank everybody for being here. Give us that thumbs up. Make sure you chime into the chat and let us know how things are going. Yeah, you're too close to the city. We'd like to be in I don't know, it's kind of weird for us. We'd like to be in a small town, but we could jump on an interstate and be in a big city in maybe 30 minutes. That's what we would like. It's sold? All right. Because every day I look at properties down in Alabama. I keep track, try to watch things. I check and mark things that I think we might like. But we're thinking about coming down for a few days. I don't know yet because we have the dogs, and Airbnbs during that time of the year are really expensive. And then to get one with the dogs is another problem. So we may not come to the Gulf, but we're thinking about it. Or maybe we'll go to Texas or something. I don't know. But we do have a few extra days, and so we may go and down to the Gulf Coast and maybe try to take a fishing trip when we're down there this, I'm not for sure what the fishing season is, but we'll just keep looking, Henry, that's the key. I don't know, are you going to buy or rent, or because I know at one time you thought about going back and living in the Philippines full time. So, and being a vet, I know you guys, I don't know about everything about the VA loans, but I know there's VA loans that are out there for people. So that might be an option that works well for you too, Henry. I don't know. Go. Rent is too high now. Yeah, it's going to buy a place. Good for you, Henry. Buy a place. Good for you, Henry. I believe in buying places. We don't like to rent. We've rented and hated it. I hate being a renter. I would have done better in the Philippines if we would have owned our own place. And that was part of, and I need to do a video. I keep telling about it. I need to do a video. What I didn't like was Lorelai wanted to build a brand new house, but that was going to take us 6 months to a year. I wanted to just go buy a house on a big lot by the ocean that was already built, that if we needed to put a little money into, we could. So her and I couldn't come to agreement on what to do in the Philippines. We just couldn't do it because I didn't want to wait a year to be in my own house because I hate being a renter. Man, I hate it with a passion. I don't like it at all. I rather own. I really would, because when I want to, if I want to plant a plant or paint a wall, I want to be able to do whatever the hell I want at my house. Oh, Henry, let me ask you, when is the cruising on the coast? What are the dates? October or something, right? Yeah, I don't want a boss. I didn't do well with the boss. That's why I taught college, because I had a boss, but I could, do a lot of my own stuff. So I don't do well with the boss. And a landlord's a boss. And I don't like that. I don't want anybody to tell me shit. I guess, you know, that's bad, but that is just kind of the way it is with me. So, but I hope you find a place. Are you still looking in the same area that you're at? Okay, first week of October, which is last week. So was it last week, Henry? Cruising on the coast was last week? Because what is today's date? Okay. Yeah, I've been watching some of the stuff on Facebook. I've been watching. I told you I subscribe to some of those groups or whatever they call them, and man, there's some beautiful cars. All right. Well, I hope you can find a place. Are you just looking to go outside of the city, or are you looking to move to another part of the area? Well, I think what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to try to go fishing later. So I may take you guys fishing. You guys want to go fishing later? So you're looking outside your normal area then? That's good. But you're going to stay in that region of the state. You just might move in or around the state. So you're kind of open to what location you could move to, but you want to still stay in the general area, is what I'm assuming, right? We want to get out of Arkansas totally. So at least I do. Lorelai doesn't really care. She has a really good job. It gets frustrating at times, but she has a good job that she doesn't want to leave. But I want her to leave. Chasing Tell is here. Hey, we'll be in the background at work listening. Thank you, Chasing Tell. We appreciate you. We're only going to be on here for a little bit longer. My wife gets up at noon. I try to feed her, try to get her ready for work, and try to spend a little bit of time with her before she goes to work. But I'm thinking, because we're having a beautiful day, I may try to go fishing as soon as she goes to work. I may try to take you guys fishing with me, but I may go somewhere different this time. I don't know. I need to go put my battery on my scooter in the on the charger, so I have it and take it with me just in case. But my scooter may not be able to take me where I want to go fishing at. So we'll have to see how that goes. But I may go somewhere different today and fish. Henry saying hello to you, my good friend. And how is your love interest doing, Chasing Tail? I know you're in the background, so you probably can't chat much while you're at work. But when's your beautiful fiance coming to America, my friend? He's saying not. Henry's going to go to bed soon. Yeah, you've been up all night helping by. Yeah, Lorelai gets up at noon, and so I like to, make sure she has food to eat and clothes to wear. And then, I need to wash her car really. Do you guys think those car wash memberships are worth it? It's like $40 a month for all the car washes you can have. I wonder if that's a good value, $40 a month. Because she complains a lot about how dirty her car is on the outside. The inside, we keep it pretty clean. And I keep the windows clean. But I'm thinking about buying one of those car wash memberships. They're having a sale, I think, right now for 50% off. I don't know if that's like for the first month, but I don't know. All right, my friends. Hey, we appreciate everybody being here. Jack, I know you're not listening because you're pissed off, but we even appreciate you, buddy. So, everybody take care. And hopefully I'll see you guys later today when I go fishing. Well, I don't wash my truck at all. I mean, I've washed it once since I've owned it, but I don't drive it a lot. But I think Lorelai, and I haven't washed her car but a handful of times, But I think that bothers her. I think if we had it, she would wash her car a couple of times a month, maybe 2 or 3 times a month. Because she hates how dirty it is all the time. And we drive it on road trips. So we put the mileage on her car. And there's definitely, so I'm really debating that. If it just makes her happy, maybe it's worth the $40. What do you, I mean, so that she can go and wash it at any time. Now, granted, the car is so freaking dirty now from our last road trips that I'm going to have to run it through the car wash like 10 or 12 times to get it clean. There's no way. A simple car wash would clean her car right now. There's no way in hell a car would come close to cleaning how dirty that car is. So I think I'm going to work on that. Maybe I'll give that to her as a Christmas gift. I don't know. Maybe I'll go over there and look at they're having a 50% sale. But I think that's for the first month. But all right, my friends, I will catch up with you guys later. 4 or 5 times. Yeah, so that makes it $40 a month, $8 or $9 a car wash, right? Because right now it costs $25 for one time to go through the car wash. So it costs you $25 for the biggest, the baddest car wash there is. The other question is, I wonder if it's only, I wonder, can I, and this is what I got to look up. I wonder if I buy it for her car, is it only for her car? Or do you get like some special card and I can drive my truck over there and do that? You know, I bet you it's assigned to the vehicle, I would bet. Because otherwise, you could be bringing thousands of cars in for car washing on the same card. But I do think if we had it, Lorelai would wash her car a lot more than we do. So that's kind of the thing. But a dirty car doesn't bother me. I'm an old guy. I don't care if the car is dirty or not. So, all right, my friends. Henry, get some rest. Chasing Tails, we appreciate you. Dennis, we appreciate you. So, all of you guys take care, and maybe we'll catch up with you this afternoon later when I go back and do some more fishing. So, all right, my friends, take care.